Hello everybody, it's Rachel here at Clarty Hands Crafts, and today I am going to be playing with some paper bags, so I just thought I'd switch the camera on and you can watch it along with me. Okay, let me just have a look and see what I've got coming up here. Okay, so with paper bag number one, I want to make this into a little notebook. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that straight in half. And then the paper bag is going to be the front cover. And then I am going to get some paper, some vintage paper. Just get rid of that one that's being used for gluing. And then I'm going to make some pages to go inside. So if we can just make like a zigzag, then I'm hoping that's going to be the right width of paper. Perfect. So that'll be going in there like that. So if I can just fold this over. Actually, I'll just fold that a little bit further just to mark where I need to cut, and then I'm going to go ahead and use a pair of scissors to cut that away. I don't want the curved bit, so I need to cut a bit further over. Okay, so that, I'm just opening that crease there, put my scissors in, and then I'm going to use that to rip. Just get rid of those excess pieces. And then I've got some pages to go inside this little notebook. Now, what I'm seeing here is that we're going to have these pockets, so we might as well use those. So if I fold it back over, then that means that the pages aren't going to be hindering the pockets, and then the pockets can be at the front and back. So we're going to need to stitch those in, and then what I think I'll do is let's stitch around the outside edges as well. No, I'm not going to stitch this one, I'm just going to stitch the pages in and leave the border free. Okay, I'll do that now then. Can't remember if I switched this on. So I've just got some dark brown thread in the sewing machine, and we can go straight down that centre crease with a straight stitch.
And then trim those edges off, the threads rather. So then we have our little notebook, but it's nice and thin, so it'll go in the pocket quite easily. Okay, and then I want to decorate that. So I'm thinking this piece of lace, if I can find the right side of it, and then I'm going to align that with the front of that pocket, but I'm not going to go right up to that top line because I don't want it to overlap and stop it from working. And then we just need some glue to stick that down. I'm trying to keep it quite light, so that it doesn't show through too much. That's the back. Flatten that on. And I have this little Christmas tree that I wanted to put on the front. Got all sorts of little bits that came in a paper pad that I fussy cut out. Let's see if we can get these to work, because at the minute they look a bit stark white against the background, so I'm just going to add some ink to the edges of them and see if we can get those to match up a little bit better. Or coordinate better rather. Just make them a bit more vintage than you can, yeah. Vintage looking rather. Obviously they're from a brand new paper pad.
there, and that just stops it looking so vibrant. I know that's usually a good thing, but not in this case. We want it to be a bit duller. Okay, so if we put that there maybe, and the bow at the foot of it, like that. Then I'm wondering if we can just add something in the background there for a stroke of colour. Something a bit brighter than that red of the bow. Or is it going to be too covered anyway for it to be worthwhile? No, I think I like it without, actually. Right, let's just stick those down and go for it. Plenty of glue, because this is going to help the lace stick down as well. So that was somewhere around there. I hope my sleeves aren't too distracting for you. I've got my big, it's kind of like a fleece and kind of like a blanket, but it really works to help me keep warm in this cold weather we're having. But I just hope that they're not too poofy and getting in the way for you. If they are, let me know and I'll stop wearing it in videos. My son's been having a sleepover tonight with his cousin, or rather she's having a sleepover here. So they're both upstairs asleep at the moment. I always feel good when I manage to get them both off to sleep in time. Right, so that is going to hold there. And then I feel like I just need some kind of sparkle. Add some little gems there. I'm wondering if we give that tree a star at the top. And then a few sparkles on the rest of it. Just use my scissors to separate those. And then that saves trying to do it while the glue is still attached. And then I want some of those pearlescent ones as well. 1, 2, 3. Put those ones on first because they're harder to distribute with there only being 3. Oops. Might have done too many of the sparkly ones, but not to worry, they can be used somewhere else. Not bad actually. I'm just going to put that last pearlescent one in the centre of the bow to make that a bit more 3D. Right, so then we can open that up. You've got the pages there, and let's make some tags to go in that pocket. So will that one go? That's about the right width, isn't it? So we need to make some in this size. Oh, that's a good colour, isn't it? So if we make 2 of those, whoops. So that's about the right width. And keep it straight while I cut. I'm just going to cut that top off. Okay, so we did want them to be longer. Just check that they're going to fit. Yeah, so I wanted to have them so that they're sticking up a bit like that. There's still a bit of a gap at the bottom, but that's not to worry. And then we'll hold them up and just use the top of this tag as a guide of where to snip off the corners. 1, 2. And I'm using my crocodile to punch the holes. I'm going to ink the edges of those. I can dull down that ripped bit. Make them look nice and shabby. Okay, so I definitely want the red showing on the front. So you could tat these up a bit if you wanted to, but I'm just going to keep them nice and simple because we've got a lot going on the front of the notebook, and it's an interesting piece anyway because it's got the notebook feature. Make those a bit more even, and then do the same again with the other. And then they should just go in there, and then they also serve the purpose of just strengthening the paper bag cover a little bit as well. One in the front. Oh, shall we make that one the green one in the back? For some reason that one doesn't go all the way down, possibly just because of the seam of the paper bag. So what I'll do is I'll leave it, pull it up a little bit higher, and then the green will poke out over the top and just make it even more festive looking. There we go. And then you've got a space there if you want to put photographs or whatever on the inside as well. So that's one done. For the next one, I think I'm going to try. I'm going to fold it first because it's quite thin. I'm going to fold it first, and then I'm going to try and put it through what do you call it? I'm going to put it through my Gemini machine with an embossing folder. Now it's a while since I've used the my Gemini machine, and I don't know if I can remember the right combination of plates to use, so bear with me. Sandwich that in there. Bring the machine in. Or maybe it's just 2 plates actually. Because that's thicker. That's it. So if anybody's interested, you need 2 of the plastic plates if you're using just a normal embossing folder. Switch that off. So that gives us our nice Christmassy pattern on the front and inside. Then we're going to make this into, instead of a booklet, well, it's still going to have kind of a booklet effect, but I'm going to make it into a little kind of wallet. So I'm just, that overlapping piece, I'm just folding that in, and that's going to help stabilize when I lift this up and make a pocket. So that just makes, you know, that edge a bit stronger. Fold that down. Just make sure that can still fold shut. You could score it if you wanted to properly. And I think I'll use a little bit of glue just to hold that down and add yet more strength. And then I'm going to glue up those sides, being careful not to add too much so that it splodges out. There you go, and then we've got some little pockets. Hang on, let's add glue to the middle seam as well, just so that things don't float between the 2 sides of the pockets. And because what might happen is it could get stuck in the middle, and then whatever item it is, say it's a photograph, could end up getting folded in that inside bit. So if we keep the 2 pocket chambers separate, that won't happen. Right, so I want a bit of decoration on the front here. And I was thinking of putting a doily on. So these are just paper doilies from a cheap shop where you can get party supplies from. No, I always end up tearing them. Okay, let's see if we can peel it from the back instead. See, this is what happens when you buy cheap supplies, isn't it? Okay, that's better than the other one was going to be. And then I was thinking I'll just wrap that around. Let's see if we can do that. If I fold that perfectly in half, or as perfectly as I can get it, because I don't think I've done it on a symmetrical axis. And then I don't mind that overlapping a little bit. In fact, I think I might do it down the bottom on purpose. So I'm shifting that so that it's not completely central. And then I'm just going to do a little snip so that I know where to cut, and then cut that straight across there. Right, am I happy with that being white? I don't need to dull it down at all, do I? I think that pop of white can work quite nicely. Tell you what, I'm going to experiment, because this is one that I was playing around with before. Let's just see if it looks any better when it's been inked. No, I think that takes away from it, so I'm going to do the stark white one. Stark, not dark, in case it sounds like I'm saying something strange. Stark white. Okay, I like that. Let's stick it down now, before I change my mind. Now, I need to be careful because this is really thin, so I don't want loads of glue showing through. At the same time, I need to have it quite well stuck, especially at the edges, so that it doesn't peel away. Right, so we do one side at a time. Just make sure any bits are put away before sticking. Don't want any lumpy areas, do we? So, oh no, See if we can repair that with a bit of glue. There, that'll do. Okay, so the glue is showing through a bit, but I'm hoping that once it dries, it will be less noticeable. And then I need some kind of decoration to go on the front. How about something like that? I quite like that because it goes with the theme of the tea party. You see, like the doily that would be on a table, and then you can have your little mug of hot chocolate there as well. But I do think it needs something else. How about a piece of lace up the side? That looks a little bit random, doesn't it? How about something more festive? Going up the edge, like that. Or what about up that side? That might work. There, I like that. Okay, so we're going to need a good bit of glue to stick this because I can feel that it's not made of cotton. It is some sort of man-made material which will not take to the glue as well, in my experience. So let's put a nice heavy blob up that spine edge. And then we need that weighing down once it's placed, so that hopefully that glue will stick it and hold it where it needs to be. I can just weigh that down with something plastic so it's easy to peel off. Just a couple of punches I have right next to me. And then while that's drying, I've got these little journal cards that I can put inside. So this came in the paper pad, which featured those little images as well. And that was from the Works shop. So just ink those down to get those white edges away. I love this one with the gift list written on. And then while I'm inking, I'm going to do this as well, just slightly this time, because we've already got some white, so it's not going to look as out of place to have some of that white border showing. But if I can just take it around the edges, and that'll help it look more like it's part of the scene, you know. Just going to give that a little swirl around just to take the brightness away. Give it a bit of shading, right. So hopefully that will be ready to stick now. And then we can put those down. And go in the middle. And then I might need some more of that lace on the back side doing the same thing. It depends how flat I want it to lie, really, doesn't it? Maybe we can get away without and just have it on the one side. That's still wet, so I'm quite conscious of it. So if I'm treating it in a strange way, that's why. And then we can open that and then pop the journal cards in. And having that embossed texture, just makes it that bit more interesting, especially when you go to the inside. Maybe we could add some words here, or like a sentiment or something, but I don't have any to hand right now, so let's just call that one done. And that's ready to go in the next journal. Okay, so that's me done for today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 little tiny projects, and just let me know if you like watching the Craft With Me videos where I just do a little bit of whatever I'm working on at the time. I will show you the journal that I'm working on. So these are to go in the Christmas journal that I have started, and I think these will be going in as pieces of ephemera, so they'll go in pockets. And because sometimes I like to put things in, oh, maybe that one could be stitched into a signature. Oh, I quite like that actually, so I might do that, and then it just creates a bit more interest in when you're flipping through the pages, doesn't it? Adds a bit more movement as well. I mean, you could do it with the little notebook one as well, if you find the centre, and then it could be held in like that, and then that gives you some more little pieces to write on. But I think what I'll probably do is just pop that one in a pocket and maybe stitch the other one into the signature. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time for another video. Bye!